Hine ma tovu manayim, Shabbat ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, Shabbat ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, Shabbat ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, Shabbat ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, Shabbat ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, Shabbat ahim gam yachad.
May the one whose spirit is with us in every righteous deed be with all who work for the good of humanity and who bear the burdens of others and who give bread to the hungry and clothe the naked and take the friendless into their homes. May the work of their hands endure, and may the seed they sow bring abundant harvest. We continue with the singing of Ma Tovu.
Ma tovu, ma tovu, alecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael, va'ani berachastecha, ha'avetecha, eshtarovecha kodshecha, v'yiratecha, Adonai ahavti, me'on beitecha, u'mekam mishkan kevodecha, mishkan kevodecha, ma tovu, ma tovu, alecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael, mishkenotecha Yisrael.
My God, the soul you have given me is pure. You created it, you shaped it, you breathed it into me, and you protect it within me. For as long as my soul is within me, I offer thanks to you, Adonai, my God, and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. Praised are you, Adonai, in whose hand is the soul of every living being and the breath of humankind. Baruch atah Adonai, asher b'yado nefesh kol chai, v'ruach kol basar ish. We continue with the Baruch Hu.
Baruch hu Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach leolam va'ed.
Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due, now and forever. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or uvorei choshech, oseh shalom uvorei et hakol. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai, in wisdom you formed them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai, our God, for the excellent work of your hands and for the lights you created. May they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we may all swiftly merit its radiance. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai, yotzer hameorot. We continue with the singing of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher nohi mitzavacha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam v'shivtecha bebetecha v'lechtecha b'derech v'shachvecha v'kumecha v'kishartam lehot al yodecha v'hayu latotafot beninecha v'ketavtam al mezuzot beitecha ubisharecha leman tizkaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hiyitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
As our ancestors sang, when they passed through the sea which threatened to overwhelm them, as they sang praises to God, so we remember their words of praise and hope that the day may come very soon when we will be able to sing praises of God for helping us get through the plague that threatens to overwhelm us. Mi chamocha.
Mi chamocha bo'elem Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osei pelech, nora tehilot osei pelech. Shira chadasha shebehu ge'ulim Leshimcha asbar hayam yachad kulam hodu v'himlechu ve'amaru Adonai yimloch Adonai yimloch leolam vaed. Tzor Yisrael Kuma Ezrat Yisrael, Uvdehi Numecha, Yedav Yisrael, Golenu, Adonai Tzvot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
In what is my lifespan? I'm like a man gone out of Egypt. The Red Sea parts, I cross on dry land. 2 walls of water on my right and on my left. Pharaoh's army and his horsemen behind me. Before me, the desert, perhaps the promised land too. That is my lifespan. We continue with the tefillah.
Adonai sepata tiftachu biyagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Lehu, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibori HaNoro, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekone HaKol, Vezocher Chasdi Avot Ve'imot, Umevei Gula Livnei Bneihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer, Umoshiach Umagen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah, Rov lehoshia, Morid hatal. Mechalkel chayim v'chesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somek nofilim v'rovei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, L'shenei avar. Michamocha ba'al gevurot, umidu melo, melech memit umechaye, umatmeach Yeshua, v'ne'emanata l'chachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol.
The Kedusha, the sanctification.
Nekadesh et shemcha ba'olam, Keshem shematishim, oto b'shmei marom, Kakatuv aliyot neviecha, Ikaraze el zeve hamar. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevot, Melech haaretz kevodo. Adir, Adirenu, Adonai, Adonenu, Ma'adir Shemcha b'chol haaretz. Baruch kevod Adonai memkomo. Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu, hu Malkeinu, hu Mosheinu v'hu Yashmeinu, berachamav leinei kochai. Ani Adonai Elohim, Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohayik Tzion, Ledor vador. Hallelujah. Ledor vador nagigon lecho, Unetzach netzachim kedushacha nagdish, V'shevcha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamosh, Le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el HaKadosh.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat. Observing Shabbat throughout the ages is a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day God ceased from work and was refreshed. We continue with the singing of Kadshenu.
Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, receive emnuchatenu, Kadshenu b'mitzvotecha, v'tein chilkenu b'toratecha, sabinu mituvicha, v'samchenu b'shuatecha, v'tahir lebeinu le'avdecha be'emet, v'hanchilinu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava u'vratzon Shabbat kodshecha ve'anuchu ba'Yisrael mekadshei shamecha Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer to life, to peace, and to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness. Restrain our thirst for excess and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw near in life, in peace, and in joy. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha, b'yirah na'avod. Let us now continue responsively, ending each section with Modim Anachnu Lach. We thank you. For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations, Modim Anachnu Lach. For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons, Modim Anachnu Lach. For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements, Modim Anachnu Lach. For human community, our common past, our future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression, Modim Anachnu Lach. For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared, Modim Anachnu Lach. For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom, Modim Anachnu Lach. For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose, Modim Anachnu Lach. We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds. Praised are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lechodot. A prayer for peace. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace. and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of our world. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praise to you, Adonai, who blesses your people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. Let us continue now with a few moments of private silent prayer.
Ose shalom bimromav, uya ase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen.
And let us pause for a few moments to pray on behalf of those who are ill. Mishaberach avotenu ve'imotenu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov Sarah Rachel v'Leah Hu yavarech et hacholim. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. Let us mention in particular Nancy Freund, Ruth Bagursky, Merrill Goldman, Andrew Lerman, Eileen Egan, Joshua Harand, Katie Pastor, Tracy Caruso, Zachary Pastor, Douglas Baker, Rebecca Latkoff. And give us a couple of moments also to say out loud or quietly to ourselves the names of others who need an extra prayer at this time. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us all say, Amen, as we sing this Misha Berach together.
Misha Berach Avotenu, Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu, Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
And on behalf of those who are feeling better, we offer a prayer of thanksgiving. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has bestowed every goodness upon us. May the one who has bestowed goodness upon us continue to bestow every goodness upon us forever. And let us all say, Amen. A few announcements and a few comments. Tomorrow we are going to have our congregation's annual meeting. One of the things I want to emphasize in my report is the appreciation that I have for all those who have made these virtual services and presentations possible. It is far more complicated and more stressful than doing our standard services in the sanctuary, which we're so comfortable with and have been doing for decades. I want to thank in particular everyone who has helped us out musically, to Kai, to Anne, to the members of the choir, to Mark and Allison, to Anne's son Stefan, who helped with all kinds of technical things, to Corin and our son Spencer, who helped with technical things that are beyond my understanding. We are living in a new world. We're developing new skills. I hope each presentation is better than the one before. Another announcement. Tuesday morning, my Tuesday morning class. We had an experiment last week where I made a presentation which was recorded and archived. And then after that, we had an open discussion via Zoom, which was not recorded. That was the consensus of the members of the class. We're going to try the same format this week. And this coming Tuesday, I think it is imperative that we confront from a Jewish perspective where our religion and the state, the government, are separate. I'm technically avoiding the words church state because I see church as a very specific Christian term. It is essentially religion and all religions, or maybe no religion and government interference. I will be, among other things, quoting to you the Union for Reform Judaism's response to some of the events of yesterday and some of the statements of yesterday. We need to know what we as Jews have done through history when there weren't synagogues to go into, when synagogues either didn't exist in new places or had just been destroyed in acts of violence. We knew how to pray when there weren't buildings. We knew how to pray when there wasn't a minyan. And I think that historical background is necessary along with what we are doing now in innovating new things. This week's Torah reading, the beginning of the book, known in English from the Roman, from the Greek, etc., Numbers, because there are a long list of numbers of people. In Hebrew, Bamidbar, in the wilderness, in the desert. The first section of the book lists of names by tribes. Many of you may find that meaningless and wouldn't go through it carefully if you read it. It's a fascinating list to read, to see names of people, names that are still used today, and names that in our experiences through life, we've never heard anyone use, and then other names that maybe have been restored in the modern Hebrew-speaking world. But lists are important and vital to us, whether we admit it or not. I've given this example so many times, it's ridiculous. If I give a list of people who are ill and through error or negligence or whatever a name is left off, people are upset. And a footnote there, our Friday night services are pre-recorded. So if something happens between Wednesday and Friday, a name may not get on the list. Our recently departed and yard site lists also are of vital significance to our people. The lists we have, and I'm jumping to something else completely, our temple directory. Who is part of our community? The lists we have, which we wish we could access with more facility, of the survey that was done of the Jewish community of Sarasota and Manatee County. Who is here? Who isn't here? Who is part of our community? Who are our members? Who are our potential members? And every so often, I'll get a note from the membership committee. We've got another person here you might want to touch base with. Have you ever heard about so-and-so? And I, in turn, will say, a new family just came to town, or I just discovered another person. Names are significant. This weekend, the Memorial Day weekend, the list of those who died. The significance of that cannot be overemphasized in a world where if I were a complete stranger and had no idea what was going on, I would think Memorial Day was a time to go to the beach. That's another story. Eat hot dogs and take advantage of all the big sales. If you go up and down the Tamiami Trail, you will find each mattress store is trying to outdo the other with a special sale. That takes away from the significance and the solemnity of that day. I have seen in newspaper editorials in the Jewish world that this country, the United States, has a lot to learn from Israel, where Memorial Day is a sacred occasion. Lists are important, and let us not forget that. Let us not forget that what in the Torah looks like trivia is not trivia. The other aspect of lists of names that is becoming more significant, the search on the part of so many people for ancestors, for relatives, the whole genealogy business. It's fascinating. Many people cross the Atlantic and the Pacific to come to the United States, putting a life and a world behind them. Many children, grandchildren, ask their parents, their grandparents, tell me about your family. What was life back there? And they say, you don't want to know. It was so terrible, I want to forget about it. The next generation gets curious and starts doing the research. And there is so much in terms of trying to find out where people came from, what town the family came from, where was it, where is it, what was it like, and what's there today. And what people often do is compile lists of names of relatives. It is not uncommon. The last example was this past week of a family in the congregation approached me. Some photographs have been taken of some tombstones in Europe. Some of these tombstones survived everything. The inscriptions sometimes tell you a lot, sometimes just tell you a name and the person's father's name, more often just the father, and the date of death. But that information is also vital, and we put those names down in the list of our ancestors. So let us take every word of the Torah in a very, very serious way, even when at first glance it doesn't look that way. May our list continue to inspire us, those who lived before us, who kept alive a heritage and a tradition that made it possible for us to be here today. We are going to continue with the concluding part of the service. I will remind you once again, the congregational meeting via Zoom tomorrow, on Tuesday, my class, and then this coming weekend, next Friday, the 29th, is Shavuot. We will have a Shavuot and Yizkor service via Zoom available, and also Friday evening, Erev Shabbat, and then Shabbat morning following. Let us continue now with the adoration.
Aleinu l'shabeach le'adon hakol, latet gedula liyotzeh bereshit, shelo asanu kiguyeh haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam kelkenu kahem, vegorolenu kakol hamonam, Va'anachnu korim u'mishtakavim u'modim lifnei melech malkei hamlakim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lamelech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai Echad, Ushimo Echad.
Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them now, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and of death. We remember the recently departed Danny Baer, Frida Shapiro, Douglas Gross, Ruth Perlman, Morton Skirball, Earl Gordon, Claudine Siegel. We remember those whose yahrzeits occur at this time: Robert Boboic, Hazel Einhorn, Betty Hess, Emma Jacob, Dr. Robert Katz, Jack Kreis, Max Levy, Hyman Pollock, Fayelia Robiner, Paul Schaffman, Teddy Schulman, Bella Seufer, Milton Wolfe, and we all remember at the same time on this Memorial Day weekend those who made the supreme sacrifice. We pause for a moment to mention other names that are not on our lists. May they stay alive in our hearts, our thoughts, our dreams, and our deeds as we continue with the Kaddish. Yit Gadal, V'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Ve'alma Divrachotei, V'yamlich Mochotei, V'chayechon of Yomechon, V'chayedecho Bet Yisrael, Ba'gala u'vizman kariv, Ve'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Olam Me'almaya, Yitbarach Ve'yishtavach, Ve'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar V'yitalei V'yitalal, Shmei Dekutsha Brechu. La'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran v'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya, v'chayim alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the source of peace grant peace unto those who mourn, and comfort the bereaved among us, and let us all say, Amen. Our closing song, and why don't you all try to sing along from home, Adon Olam.
Adon Olam Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Li'et Na'asa V'chatza Kol, Azai Melech Shimo Nikra Ve'acharek Yiklor HaKol, Levado Yimlok Nora, Vehu hayo, vehu ove, vehu yeh, v'tifara, vehu echad, ve'en sheni, lehamshilo, lehakbira, ve'li rishit, ve'li taklit, ve'lo ha'os, ve'hamisra, vehu eli, ve'chagoli, Vitsurhi v'li v'et Sarah, v'hu nisi umanos li, manat kosi v'yom ekra v'yado avkidruhi, v'et dishon v'yaira, v'imruhi geviyati, Adonai li, Lo
May we all be blessed with a Sabbath of peace and happiness and good health. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. May the Eternal One bless us by protecting us, paying attention to us, granting us a life of peace and good health. Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.